Hey everyone, this is the dude from the Dinosaur and the Dude, kicking off a new episode for all of you to enjoy. And that's the big thing that we are striving for in every episode that we bring. It's just the dinosaur and I going just off the top of the dome. Guys, we flow from topic to topic, just depending on however it is, things are going on in our life, where we're talking about everything about elderly people and dealing with different things that are going on with families, us personally, and then how we view certain things in the world. At no point do we try to demean, degrade, or diminish anyone out there. So if it comes off that way, that's not the intent. It's just really one of those things where we're talking about it as freely as possible. We hope everybody enjoys it. We hope everybody's having a great time. And we hope that our listenership, I think that's the right word, continues to grow as we bring as best content as we can. So here's our latest episode. Hope you all enjoy. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, fine. Because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what satellite went down in space. I don't fucking know. I don't know if they had to trade a satellite for Brittany Griner. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe, I don't know.
Jesus.
Something, honestly.
Jesus.
That was painful.
Tell me, that hold music is annoying.
Is there hold music?
Yeah, so like the whole time as soon as you send the invite out, it puts on this music, but it's not. It's just it's music. It's in the elevator, being repeated over. It doesn't go into like 5 different in rotation. It's the same thing over and over, and I'm thinking, this is how people get killed in prison. This is what causes it, because
I could see it.
Yeah, I know.
It was bananas.
No, I could feel it. I was like, okay, yeah.
I can feel it. I'm getting murdered.
Okay, yeah. If somebody was in this room right now, this would not be the time. This would not be the time.
You better help with your best thing on it.
Yeah, it would not be the time. Okay, so of course, since it's shitty audio and audio problems, it must be the Dinosaur and the Dude, the most podcast with the shittiest audio, but the most amazing content. You like how I swung that dick in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, it's a spark that's been lit. That's fucking Jesus Christ, that hold music. I was like, fuck this shit. I can't. No. I was like, I want to drink my Canada Dry, bold. Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's another.
Nice.
I said, hey, Canada Dry. That's another unsolicited commercial for you.
I'd also like to ask you if you've had poppies.
If I've had,
Poppi. It's called Poppi. It's a probiotic soda.
Fuck no. That sounds like burping shit out of your mouth. No. I mean, I've had Yakult, and I think that's awesome, but it's not a.
You had a Coke?
Yakult.
That's not.
Yakult.
Awesome.
Yakult is great. It's a probiotic.
Oh.
Yakult.
Okay.
Yakult. It's a it's a little probiotic and
I thought you were saying Coke.
No, Yakult.
And I was like, don't put that shit in your body. It's so bad for you.
Yeah, apparently it's bad for you. Apparently it's bad.
If it can rust nails and take blood off of the highway, it's not for me.
You can take blood off the highway?
Yeah, they can put it down and the acid in it.
Huh.
It up and then you just.
What's that do with carpets?
I don't know.
Huh. Might be onto something. Yeah, this one person I knew, they were like, oh yeah, I don't drink any brown sodas. I don't know what the fuck that means. What does that mean?
They do drink Sprite.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to say I don't drink brown sodas. What does that mean? What? Okay.
You racist.
Is there something with brown in it? I mean, is there something with like what they use for the brown is ground up dead babies? I don't know what he's just like. I don't drink brown sodas.
Yes, you nailed it, sir. You nailed it. You found us out.
Yeah, because it's like a wide range of things. Like there's Coke, there's Pepsi, there's Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, there's Dr. Pepper, there's Dr. Thunder. There's a wide, like, but I'm saying there's a slew of them that are brown. There's brown sodas. Yeah, a fucking RC. And it's like, okay, what about the brown? What makes the brown bad? Because I just thought soda. I thought soda. Period. Yeah, that's the soundbite right there. I thought soda was bad.
Save that.
Yeah, I thought soda was bad. Period. But
okay, let's just see what makes soda bad.
Well, get ready for the visuals.
Okay.
Get ready. Shield your gaze.
Okay. SodaPopCraft.com says dark sodas are known to be unhealthy for a variety of reasons. Do you know?
Oh, fuck.
They have high fructose corn syrup, caffeine, and sugar that can contribute to weight gain and heart problems.
Isn't that why you're drinking it, though? It's literally why you're drinking it, right? I want the caffeine. Good thing it's in a convenient can.
It can be. Well, I guess it wouldn't be. So does that mean that caffeine is brown?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty much it's just something you can put in anything. I mean, no, it can't be because Mountain Dew is not brown.
Oh, no, that's radioactive green.
depending on the brand. I mean, wait, I don't know.
There are other reasons that dark soda are bad for you that could lead to more serious and painful health problems.
I love when they decide. Yeah, no, I just love when they leave it like a cliffhanger for it. Tune in next time for how you're fucking yourself up.
How you're going to get through it.
Yeah, there's a numerous other reasons that, you know what, my lazy fingers just can't type right now. So
there's a question on here. Can soda go bad and make you sick? It can just be and make you sick.
Yeah, right. If you find yourself at an abandoned gas station and there's shelves of whatever carbonated beverage you want, and you choose to drink it, if you're not severely hydrated and you just got to consume fluids no matter what, you're fucking yourself. I think it's completely understood. If this shelf is covered in sand and dust, spider webs and whatnot,
if fucking nobody else wanted it.
If I drink this, it's likely going to give me a step away from uncontrollable loose stool coming out. Yeah, I wanted to emphasize the loose part because, you know, if you're some people I know, you kind of look forward to diarrhea. I grew up.
That's not a healthy relationship.
You know what?
We're here to talk.
You know what? I've put that banner down. I've tried to explain that. You know, it's weird, and this is taking us onto another path, but I think it's one of the things we could talk about later because that's what we do. We end up talking about stuff. It's like, oh, you know what? This is a good thing to talk about later.
We should also do one about generics because you mentioned Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder, yeah. I think, yeah, that's just somebody capitalizing on, I'll make it just as close.
Right.
But as NASCAR as possible, because let's be honest, Dr. Pepper, okay. Dr. Thunder, when you close your eyes, you're only thinking of certain scenarios.
Woo! Feel the thunder.
Yeah, like, okay, and you're a doctor? Okay.
I don't know about that.
And you're a doctor? All right. So, okay, that was our little That was our little. That was our stretch. That was our stretch before we get into the meat topic. We have this episode is our 11th episode, and we actually have topics. And because of who we do our episodes, podcast episodes with, is being a fucking ridiculous.
Being a twat waffle is what it's being.
Okay, cool. We can go with that. We're doing it old school, like our very first episodes.
Hand crank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like to think of it as it's a mobile podcast. We're
on the go.
Yeah, I could be on the toilet. I could be in the bed. I could be in the closet. I could be in the shed. Who knows?
Oh, you're a poet.
No, that was
beautiful.
No, that was just my nod to the one and only. I think. Yeah.
The one and only what?
Yeah. Well, you don't know who I'm talking about?
No.
You don't know? Oh, okay. John Oliver. John Oliver does that during his show. He'll bring up rhymes, and I was like, oh man, that's always cool to come up with rhymes like that. I want to do a rhyme.
I thought you were an accidental poet. You know?
No.
You could just fall into that.
Like I'm a poet and I don't even know it. No.
Yeah.
No. Wow. I literally knew it. So yeah, today, this episode, we're going to be touching on something that we said last episode. If our listeners are really up to snuff and they're like, I can't wait because they said they were going to talk about this, that, or the other, and they're ready for it. No, that we talked about it in the last episode.
Yeah,
that we're going to be talking about.
The oats?
Yeah, you did that.
No. The oats that we did yesterday.
Oh no, not yet. No, because I started thinking maybe that's what we say for a subscription. The extra stuff, the extra crunchy oats that haven't been milled down to make bread.
Yes, they're not all sludgy. We're here to talk about what?
Relationships. This is the
relationship.
Yeah, this is the relationships part 1 of relationships. And
we don't even know how many.
Yeah, we're thinking it's going to be 2, but
they can be so convoluted.
Yeah, right. It might be a part 3. What have we learned? I don't know. So
I'm never leaving my house. That's what we learned. Yeah.
So like the first bit of this is the relationship that you. And it's kind of presumptuous. After we talked, I realized it was kind of presumptuous. The first bit of relationships is the one that you just kind of get, you kind of fall into. And I should say a majority of us, because some people don't have this. And so no disrespect to people that didn't grow up with one or the best one, and you just got the shittiest pile of one, whatever the case may be. But in some way or another, you have a family. And so that's like your relationship. And if you grew up not having a family, sorry about that. We're not trying to poke at you and say, yeah, well, yeah. And
you
because
can have mine.
Right. There are some people that would give their family to Goodwill or some charity and say, hey, you know what? All this right here needs is you, and you can just, it's a Kool-Aid family.
Cash and carry. That's what that is.
But then the other thing that we started realizing is that word has a definition that is different for everybody. It's like somebody can have people that aren't blood related, so to speak, but yet they are family to them. And that's a whole different thing. It's not necessarily like you're adopted. It could be someone that's not even adopted, and you just have a collection of people, random people of all races, ethnicities, and they are your family.
Damn.
So for that broadest aspect of it, we're just going to stick with that definition. Whatever you define as family is what's up.
Word.
So that being said, let's talk about family. I mean, yeah, we take a deep sigh because that's.
I just got heartburn, and I feel very clammy.
Okay, so should I start it and give you time to get yourself together?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. My assumption is our family dynamics are going to be different. And then the way
I think everybody's family dynamics are different.
Right, but yeah, that's
fucking fun.
That's what makes holidays so memorable. So, and then I think the relationship part of it is also like the aftermath of it, the where are we now kind of aspect of families, because like for me, it was all examples. You know, everything was an example when I got introduced to my family, because you just wake up one day and you're like, oh, I got this person in my face and I'm getting familiar with them. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, okay, this is my dad. Oh, okay, great. And this,
I get to shit on this person.
Yeah. This is my uncle and this is my aunt and this is okay. And how big is your family? Okay, great. And you're finding out things all over the place, and you just associate with certain people. And so contrary to the product that's talking right now, my family is very, very religious.
Really?
You see? Yeah. Even you're like, what the fuck? How did that happen? How did that?
I mean, you rode in on a chariot of fire.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, this is going to be for everybody that's listened. For everybody that's listened to the first 10 episodes, you're probably going like, pulling your chair up closer. It's like, wait.
You're going to be like, wait.
Did he just say? He just said. No, he prefaced with contrary to me. Okay, so this has got to be great. So, yeah, but I grew up in all of that. That was my family was like, we are church. And I was like, oh, wow. I mean, you got a Bible, and then you got a Bible, and then you got a Bible, and then you got this Bible that you use to make to use. Yes, I was going to say, this is your reference Bible, and this is your teaching Bible, and that Bible is
the NIV and a.
Oh man, yeah, and this Bible. Oh no, those suck. Don't. It's only King James. How dare you? So. Yeah.
The great Reverend himself.
Yeah, that's how the devil is getting in between of God's children, by coming up with different interpretations of the word. Like,
yeah, well, I mean,
fuck me.
They can just put all of the books of the Bible in the actual Bible. Great.
Yeah. If you can start from
the cherry picking.
Can you start without the censorship? If you can do that, perfect.
That would be great.
But
it's not your job to censor us. We need to.
So yeah. So so perfect segue. So half my family. Okay, wait. So
please tell me that there was like the mortal, like church.
Close.
Like,
oh yeah, close.
Really?
Close.
Great.
So my mom's side of the family that I know of, okay, the immediate family of my mom's side of the family are all Baptist. No, not that Baptist. The Southern Baptist, okay?
Yeah, like the Bible Belt Baptist.
The good Baptist, the good Baptist that has all the, got to wash that devil out of you Baptist. We got to, okay. And then my dad's side of the family, this is where you're eating the popcorn and hoping for the good stuff. Half is Catholic. Half Catholic.
Yes, I got it.
Yes, half Catholic, half Southern Baptist also. So,
how is that even possible?
So,
good Lord.
So there you go. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a great episode. It was like just.
I'm exhausted. I gotta go
now. Go ahead and kick back and drink whatever hard liquor that will help you digest that.
The brown liquor.
Yeah. Yeah, brown soda's fucked, but brown liquor, okay. So
Chug it.
yeah, so that was always a thing. So like when I would go to my cousin's church, I was like, what the fuck book is that? I've never heard of this one. Oh, you all are some bougie motherfuckers.
You're telling me wrong.
You guys are some bougie motherfuckers. You all get read too? We have to read these words. We have to stand up and read out of the book. You know how long it took for me to pronounce Nebuchadnezzar correctly? You guys get read too. Wow. By one day, you don't even have to worry about, did I bring my Bible with me or not? No, this guy up here reads it for you. Wait, there's a Bible in every pew? What the fuck? Wow.
They stay there like people.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was like, the back of
you in front of me.
The back of our pews are fuck. So, in any case, I don't want to get into the religious things because then everybody's going to be like, fuck y'all, he's shitting on religion. Anyway, so.
No, we're not shitting on religion. You do you.
Yeah,
you
right.
Right. In the Lord, then praise
Exactly.
Do whatever you need to do to be happy.
So, and yes, that's right, Canada Dry. I am drinking your bold ginger ale while during the episode. So
that's ballsy.
Yeah. So that being said, my interaction with family was always around church. Like I would either go to my grandmother's church, or I go, and where my aunt and uncles would be there, or I go with my mom and dad to their church, and it would be.
How many days a week did you go to church?
Exactly. So there was something church related going on. It was. Let's see. We'll start at Sunday. Check. If it wasn't going.
Twice.
So if it was
twice on Sunday.
So mind you, sometimes 3 times actually.
Oh,
so like 3 full services sometimes. So if it wasn't going somewhere, it was discussions at the house, or someone would be at the house. And so it was Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, that's a lot.
And then sometimes Saturday.
We got to keep you busy.
And then you go back.
And then the devil's work.
And then you go back.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and then you go back on Sunday and you just repeat that shit. So yeah, but so for me, there was always that relationship in that, and that spawned other things.
Sorry, Lord, just got home and already doing that.
Oh, okay. That spawned other things, but the big part of what I'm trying to get at is that eventually my association with church eventually just fizzed out. That's the best way to say it. Because I'm not.
Why though? Do you think because it was your family?
Do I think it was because of my family?
Yeah.
It was a lot of different things. I mean, it was a lot of different things, and a lot of it has to do with my own self-discovery. The big thing though is with me, it was always I'm pushing. I'm really proactive about certain things. I want to discover this. I want to read that. I want to go here. I want to do that. I want to define myself. And that was a big thing for me. And my family really isn't that way.
Okay.
So they're more reactive. But I grew up with a lot of examples, and those examples later on came to really, I mean, for lack of a better term, it came to fuck me. Because my parents were like last of its kind. And I didn't know that. So by that, I mean, just in their relationship itself, like they've been together for fucking ever. And I didn't know, like, relationships can really, really suck. And you can really have bad ones and breakups and all this kind of shit. I just thought like you get with somebody, okay, cool. All right, great.
And then you're there with them forever.
Yeah, exactly. And then and then you get a house, and then you have kids, and then you have a dog that gets lost in a hurricane, and then it's all kinds of things. Yeah, right, later. And then you got all kinds of stuff that happen. But that's the relationship, and you have a huge family, and you go out of town, and you have Thanksgiving, and you do all these things with grandparents and all that kind of stuff. And when you start to realize that how much of that is a one-off, that is really not the case, especially when you're trying to find out about yourself.
Oh, sure.
Then it gets really interesting in how you relate with those people, because what I've came to find is as I branched out, reached out, tried to figure myself out, it was one of those where like, nah, don't do that. It was a lot of crab in the barrel talk, and it was a lot of you can't. A lot
of what in the barrel?
Crab in the barrel.
Crab?
Yeah, so like if you're trying to...
Is that a Creole thing?
Well, yeah, essentially, because if you ever go crabbing, you get crabs in a bucket, I've always been taught that you absolutely do not want crabs. Well, so when you get the live crabs and you put them in a bucket, and what you'll notice is there's always a crab trying to crawl to the top to get out of the bucket, and for some reason or another, you'll see another crab in the same bucket hold onto that crab, and the weight will pull it back down. That's a dick thing to do. And thus crabs in a barrel or crabs in a bucket. You're trying to get out. You're trying to ascend. You're trying to find out things, but there's always someone that's like, nah, stay in here with us. And I started to see my family be more and more like that.
Oh yeah.
Because
I can see it.
Because kind of like what we've and this kind of reflects on some of the things that we've talked about off pod. But as you start to think of things and want to do things that are beyond the scope of some other person, their acceptance or desire to cheer you on and really help you along the way greatly. The bigger it is, it's the less, and it becomes you can't do that. No. You need to do this. You should stay home and go to school. Why are you gonna go out of state? Why? What? Out of what? Why? Because none of them have been out of state.
Right.
And so for me, it's like, I want to go out of state so I can experience things outside of the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
And so it was moments like that where my relationship with my family started to really thin out, around about high school and junior high, when I'm expressing all these things that I'm wanting to do for myself, or I'm wanting to read these books, or I'm wanting to learn about Islam. Why would you want to do that? Because I'm of the mindset that I would rather read these books than assume these books.
Or be told in someone else's interpretation.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would rather read the Quran than be told the Quran is this, or, oh yeah, well, I heard the Quran is that. I heard Islam is about this, or I heard being Pentecostal is this, or fuck it, I heard being a Satanist is this, and I heard they do this, and they get goats, and I'm thinking, okay, there wouldn't be any goats on the planet if they sacrifice goats as much as people are saying they sacrifice.
Things that they do, right? Exactly.
It's like, wait. So if that's the case,
goat bloodbath.
right? Exactly. It's like, I was a kid. I think it was a junior high. I was like, so why don't we just arrest all the goat farmers? Because clearly they're in on it. Because they gotta know all these goats are just going to the Satanists.
That's hilarious.
So why don't we just cut it all out at the source? Get rid of these goat farmers that are low. You know, they're low key. They're little closet Satanists. They're the fixers for the Satanists. This is so abundantly clear. Never mind. I've solved your case. Case closed. Satanists are gone now. Because it was like, oh yeah, they have sacrificed.
Eradicate all the goats.
Yeah.
And then we won't.
Yeah. It's like
problem solved.
Yeah. Satanists have sacrifices every Saturday night, and they bathe in goat's blood. It's like, do you know how many goats it takes for a human to bathe in it? And now if you have a cabal, if you will, of Satanists. I know,
what's that formula?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have a cabal, if you will, of Satanists, which I'm guessing is more than five people, right? So you got to have a lot of goats to get a bath full for each one of those. Because I'm not a Satanist. I'm just thinking. I don't think that they want to get in the same goat's blood bath water after the other one. They would want a separate bath by themselves, like or that's why I'm not a Satanist, because I would be a bougie Satanist.
I think you're fucking it up.
I would be a bougie Satanist. It's like, give me my own goat. I don't want to get it. Dan farted in his goat's blood. I want my own goat's blood. Fuck that.
Okay.
So yeah. You
were against the grain with your family.
Yeah. So I've always embraced the fact that I'm the black sheep of the family. I think that is one of the things where, you know, from everything from the music that I listened to, the movies I watched, the people that I hung out with, the way that I was just open to anybody and everybody. I didn't really have you have to be this ethnicity, you have to be of this religion. I didn't put those restrictions on people that I hung out with or that were my friends or whatever the case was. And that was so foreign for a lot of my family members. And I you know, it's hard to put my finger on like why that was the case, because there was so many different variables that I found that to be the issue. And so our relationship as a family was always it became more and more strained over the years, because that disconnect was just growing.
Right, it was getting wider and wider.
Yeah, and to the point
they were so sticking to their guns.
Well, yeah, but it was
making such a big deal of the fact that you weren't
right
to their guns because they weren't your guns.
Right, and even with that analogy, it was like, okay, they were sticking to the guns, but I wasn't even. Okay, fine, you got a gun. I'm questioning your bullets. I'm questioning what this stuff that you're shooting at me. I'm like, okay, this doesn't, like, if you thought about it, does that make sense? And that question alone was the spawn of a lot of arguments. Like, why are you, see, you've been gone too long. You wouldn't be thinking that way if you would have stayed home. I can see your point, because I would be still in the bubble that everyone else is in, and because I'm not, you're faulting me for it. It was a lot of contradiction for me, because it was like, okay, we want you to be smart, go to school, and learn all you can. It was like, okay, I'm doing that, but you guys are really not wanting me to learn all I can, because
exactly, because they're putting parameters on.
Because you're like, oh yeah, now that you've read that, or now that you've learned this, now you think you're smart. Maybe, I don't know. Did you not want to read it? No, I don't need to read that. I got all I need. Okay, then yeah, I think so. I think I think that I might have a little bit of a leg up. Not to be egotistical, it's just facts. It's just
No, right, because you've processed more information. You're open to more things.
and discussing it. Like even bringing up a discussion was like, I don't want to talk about that. Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah. So it was like that constant. It was a continuous growing strain, and so for me, my family then started to morph into people that I was really close with, and it kind of touches on friendship, which is the other segment we were going to do, but it really is a thing where it was like your family is a little bit closer than friends, I think. But yeah, it's just, for me, that's always the case. It just gets really strained. And right now, I'm trying to salvage bridges, but really,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It feels like it's one-sided for you.
Yeah, it's hard, but because it's like, okay, I'm making effort. I feel like I'm making effort, but I'm the only one building this bridge. We should be wanting to build the bridge together.
Come on, did we not learn anything from the judge?
Right. But enough about me. Tell me how shitty your family is. You should have had enough time to gather yourself, madam.
Yeah.
I mean, we've touched base on a lot of these things, but as far as the relationship episode is, we're going to dive a little deeper on it.
Okay, yeah, so here's the gist of it.
Yeah.
I have a brother who's older than me,
Okay.
and then there was me. It was just the two of us, and it was my mom and dad, obviously.
Sure.
And when I was about 5, my dad came out as gay, and then...
When you were 5?
When I was 5 years old.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for me, it didn't impact me that much. I was in the stage of my life where I just loved everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I felt like you were a nice person, then you got love and attention.
Right.
Pretty much how it is today.
Yeah. Okay. Ta-da! Same thing. Right.
I mean, I perfected the skill.
Yeah.
So, and then my parents, they split up, and so I, saw my dad every other week. And, we had a good relationship. He didn't treat me the same.
Mm-hmm.
He treated my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if that was because he liked boys,
mm-hmm.
and so maybe he didn't like girls. I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a strain,
Sure.
I always felt like I was second. And there's not much I can do about that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is. Growing up with that was hard, but because I wanted to have that dad.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that until I got older.
Okay.
And finally realized. I mean, we went years without talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which, looking back now that he's passed, I'm like, God, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But hindsight, right? Always.
Yeah.
And then I did grow closer with my mom. My dad favored my brother more, and so my mom favored me more.
Mm-hmm.
And we were super close. And we've been super close up until probably about just a little over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 12, about maybe 15 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And our relationship was good. I mean, she's got a lot of mental health problems, and kind of losing it a little. And then, there's issues with medications that are questionable, and so that's just so much stress. It's so much stress. I mean, I couldn't sleep. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of therapy, trying to deal with it, realizing that I just didn't have boundaries with her. Because my whole life she was the only person that I could really depend on. My dad, I couldn't depend on him. I could depend on him being there for my brother, but not for me.
Right.
Not that he didn't love me, he just didn't know how to express it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was easier, I guess. Maybe that's
for him to connect with.
Right. I was going to say he's got the male part down because of being one. He can relate with the no stand and spread your legs a little bit when you pee so you have a balance kind of thing. Whereas with a chick, he's like, I don't know, you just sit down, right, and things happen. I don't fucking know.
Right. Yes.
I don't know what you hold. I don't know.
There's also okay. So my dad came out in the 80s, like 1982, and at that time it wasn't okay, especially not in the Bible Belt.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, we're talking about the Bible Belt. We're talking about Southern. We're talking about.
I mean, it's not even the belt; it's the buckle. The fucking Bible buckle. It's holding the belt together.
Right. So, it was really hard for him to come out.
Sure.
Anything that he was afraid, because my dad was a manly man.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like, I don't mean this in a derogatory way because I don't feel like it's derogatory, but he wasn't feminine. He wasn't a queen. He wasn't, he was very much just a man. He wasn't a bear. I wouldn't say that he was a bear. I would just say that he was just a dude. He was just a guy.
Yeah.
And he just was attracted to other guys.
Yeah.
Just like I'm attracted to women.
Yep.
And it's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he had to try to deal with that, his entire life. And he came from a very affluent family, and they were upper crust, and, they were society, and that wasn't okay for him.
Oh, yeah. It's not good. Yeah, it's not a good look for the family.
I mean, never mind the fact that my aunts and uncles were drug users, and I'm not talking about weed. Weed is not a fucking drug. It's a gift from God, if we're being honest.
Well, yeah. If you're affluent, it's always cocaine. It's like, or something harder.
Or meth or something.
Yeah, something more exotic. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
So there's some of my family, they've been to jail for drugs.
Sure.
And that was more okay than my dad did get. And, because it painted him in a bad light, it painted the family in a bad light. Mm-hmm. They did something wrong. They thought that was his childhood and that made him gay. Whatever their reasons were, they weren't good enough. And my grandmother, I mean, she didn't have anything to do with my dad, and she died just recently. And she still hasn't had to do anything with her. She knew that he was dying of cancer, and she wouldn't even look at his photos. I mean, just, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a weird... Man.
It's weird.
I mean, sorry to interject, but this is sort of like...
No, it's okay.
It's a weird...
Hey everyone, this is the Dude from the Dinosaur and the Dude podcast. I want to tell you about an amazing product from an also amazing brand named Bobby Rapscallion. They put out fantastic CBD products, very high potency, premium products of gummies and oils, all of which, at this point in time, are broad spectrum, which means there's no THC in it. So if you're a professional or someone that has to worry about random drug tests wherever you work, you don't have to worry about this THC lingering in the background. Is it going to show up in the piss test or not? Because they have no THC in there. So you only get the benefit of the CBD. You're nothing to worry about in regards to THC. So if you're allergic to it or you don't want to worry about it, highly recommend Bobby Rapscallion. You can find them at BobbyRapscallion.com. That's BobbyRapscallion.com. All right, back to the episode.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Okay.
My mom called.
You're cold?
No, my mom called to tell me, hey, I left the water kettle on. You don't hear it? No. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Well, what I was going to say was, it's that whole situation is really interesting to me, and we can get deeper into it off pod. But I sort of witnessed the same thing myself, and it's just so interesting how someone's sexuality is, well, in some families, I should say, drugs, nah. Alcoholism.
You can deal with it.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
Alcoholism.
God forbid you are born gay.
Yeah, but you attracted to the same. No. Like they can't even formulate sentences in order to address. It's like I can't. No, I can't. No.
It's because they don't know what to do with it.
Like
they're like, oh, they're a victim. You're not a victim when you're gay.
No.
That's what they think. You're not a victim when you're gay.
Charlie has seen things. No, Charlie has seen things. Charlie has had a hard time.
Oh.
Charlie has had a hard time, and that's something that he uses as a crutch, and not everybody's happy with it, but you know what? We love and realize that that's what Charlie has to go through. This thing that this right, it's like all of a sudden you're listening to somebody, how you like put your finger in your ear real quick and you just hear like parts of it. Right. That's what it sounds like when they're trying to just fathom how to articulate one sentence to just say something.
As soon as you come out, you're a leper.
Oh man, you're a leper.
It's not that way now for a lot of people.
I mean,
for some people it is.
Yeah, for some people it still is, and that's the thing that I was alluding to, that I've experienced it in my own way.
Sure. But
it's so bizarre when for me, again, being so, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, it's just like being accepting of people.
How about just being a decent fucking human being?
Right. It was so foreign to me to think like I gotta treat you or see you or be around you differently, and to see other people like just flat out ostracize another family member solely because they have a sexual preference. Not even okay, they either are having sex or not. Just a relationship person or preference, period.
Right.
And they just get you're no longer, you are dead to me. Like that, what?
Right, exactly. So,
wow.
And that didn't happen in its entirety to my dad, but
right.
My grandmother and my grandfather, I think my grandfather towards the end, he was a little bit more accepting of my dad.
Yeah.
Because he realized that, come on, I mean, it's not that him being gay doesn't affect everyone. It's not like my dad was a crackhead and
right.
he was good at drugs.
Yeah.
God forbid he wanted to be with one man for the rest of his life. And
right.
They were together for 30 years. But he's still a bad person.
Yeah. I think it's like one of those things where you think like they got that he'll grow out of it kind of thing. And then when they realize that, well, fuck, he's not growing out of it. And they just sort of acquiesce to like, okay, well, I guess I'll have you over for
it's like they're a lost cause, and it's
right.
not for when you're supposed to bring them out holidays.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, God damn it. Yeah. Wow.
It sucked. I hated that he went that way, and it affected him in such a way that when I came out to him,
mm-hmm.
he was sad for me.
Yeah, that's what that was the question I was holding on to. Yeah.
He knew that I was going to struggle.
Right.
Even in the way that things had changed
mm-hmm.
and evolved, and
mm-hmm.
it was easier for the community to
mm-hmm.
do. He still knew that it was a struggle. And
right.
the struggle that he knew is way different than the struggle that I knew.
Right.
I know bigots and
right.
People that are just foul. He knew, like, he was part of the population that was breaking the cusp of okay, no, for real, we're going to stand up together and we're going to say this together because they can't hurt everybody.
Right.
Certainly people try, but, you know, so, you know, he went through that. My mom, she didn't know that he was gay until she was told.
So there's
and
that.
Everybody else around him knew.
Yeah, that's a man. Like
she didn't.
Like this is God. We'll have to off pod because it's kind of eerie now, but it's really it's one of those things where it's like it's a very interesting relationship, and that's again what this episode is all about. It's a very interesting relationship aspect of relationship, I should say, when you're with someone and that person, like everybody else knows about your partner, but you whatever relationship blinders
and they're like,
you
oh,
have
we could have told you that from a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, we've known that forever.
But it was like whatever relationship blinders you have on, you just don't see it, and you're with this person all the time, but everybody else does. But the flip of that is everyone that knew didn't tell, in this case, her, because they just assumed, well, surely she sees this. I mean, we all know. Everybody in the room knows. Everybody, raise your hand. Everybody, okay, everyone knows.
Right. Everybody but her.
So surely she knows.
The thing is that, you know, I think that she didn't know because, number one, she's very naive. Still is.
Well, that and is denial part of it too?
Yeah, denial is part of it because she wanted that family.
Right.
Family with 2 kids.
Yeah.
The house in the country. She wanted all of that so bad.
Fuck, we've got to talk later.
Everybody.
Jesus Christ, this is so eerie now. Holy fuck.
So she was like blinded.
Oh.
What if? You know?
Fucking what if for real?
So, and then, you know, the divorce happened with my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
My dad, he, you know, had a roommate, they would call him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then my mom got remarried, and this guy ended up just being a fucking creep. I don't understand why she married him, but she loved him. She truly loved him.
Gap feeling?
For quite some time. And what's that? Gap
feeling? Like filling a gap kind of thing? Like I had that relationship and I had that marriage.
Yeah,
I want it again.
I think that was probably part of it. But I think that, you know, he was interested in her and he showed her attention.
Yeah.
She needed that because after being neglected for so long.
Right.
I mean, my dad was neglecting her, and
no, absolutely, yeah,
fully understand it.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
So whenever somebody really was giving her open feelings, she was sucking it up, you know. Which I would too. I don't fault her for that at all.
Yep.
She was also doing what she had to do for her children.
Yep.
She wouldn't be able to, especially in the 80s. There's no way that she would have been able to support me and my brother on her income.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've come a long way in the gender wage gap, but back then it was insanity. I mean,
for sure.
She tells me stories, or did tell me stories, about how she would be working somewhere and somebody would walk behind her and slap her on her ass. Like she was nothing but just a face.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a big part of that on a daily basis, and so have that, and it's odd because to have that security when you come home from someone that's not attracted to women that way, felt like there was a level of respect that she didn't have to deal with, that she dealt with when she was at work. I mean, and your dad's feeling a certain way about you coming out, you know, and even though, as you said, things were different,
he was afraid for me.
His struggle, he still knew you were going to taste some struggle, not the same concentration that he had, but and not in the same way, male versus female kind of thing. But I think that a lot of times with anybody coming out of a anybody stepping 1 foot out of what is gender normality kind of thing, whether it's just gender in general or even with your sexual preference, I think there's going to be struggle to it, and you're either thankful enough to be in a community already that's there for you and supportive for you, or you're like looking for that part, good portion,
right?
A good portion, and you're looking for it damn near undercover because you don't want to blow this cover of no, I'm just like you, and really you're looking for people that you can at least relate with in some capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing: my grandparents, God love them, but I feel like they just thought was wrong.
Sure.
Okay, so fine. Your other kids can go out and do mess with half the town, but your son is damned to hell because he wants to be with one person.
Yes. So God damn it! Holy fuck! This is.
So I mean, like with me, I'm married. We've been together for a while. I had one really long relationship before this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was really important to me, and it was devastating when it ended.
Sure.
But it ended for a good. It ended now for what I know is a good reason.
Okay. Yep.
She's happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that she's happy, and I'm happy.
Sure.
But I don't want to be with a billion people. I just want to be with one.
Yeah.
Why is that so threatening to people?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because and I'm not trying to make this into a jovial thing, but just like Satanists, it gets really skewed. And for some reason, if you are,
you're not Satanist.
Right. But I'm saying like, it's like this is rampant thing, but it's always this skewed depiction. And for some reason, anybody that is of, I hate to say it, but anybody that's not straight, they must be fucking a plethora of people and just reckless abandon every night. One stamina. Yeah, one, stamina doesn't work that way. Two, you have
to let the sores heal a little.
Yeah. Two, I can't speak for vagina, but dick doesn't work that way either. And I'm just saying, it's funny.
Elasticity don't last forever.
Right, but it's just funny because it's like, if people just stop and listen to themselves, how ridiculous they sound themselves, half that, I would think and hope that half that shit wouldn't come out of their mouth. But it's interesting how that's always the case. Like, yeah, not only are you going to hell, but you're going to hell because you're with strangers every night. Huh? How?
Wait, no, I'm not.
When did that happen? Let me know, because I
every once in a while.
I slept through that. I slept through the multiple strangers. When did that happen? Yeah, so that's man.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that, and so we were a really close family whenever I was little, and then as we grew up, we had every other week with my dad, and we went and the whole family hung out and everything. And after my grandfather passed, he was like the cornerstone of the family, and things just kind of went off to the wayside. And the reason why I stopped hanging out with my family is because I didn't want to be around people that were going to judge me. I didn't want to.
Right. Well, yeah.
To my dad.
Yeah.
Then was going to do that to me, and I was not about to spend time with my grandmother. I had no interest in it.
Yeah, I mean, once you got to the point that you
in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like there's 1, 2,
that's crazy.
3, 4 houses, and there was my grandmother, and then she had like a big swimming pool and a tennis court, and the swimming pool had a slide and a diving board, and they used to play tennis all the time. And then I've got 2 uncles that lived right next door to each other, and then they still are there. And then
wow.
my aunt lived just at the end of the dead end. It was a T intersection.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was like this little like family compound, and they all built.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what I was visualizing. It was a family compound. But thanks for saying it, because
what's funny is they were on the very south end of town, and where did my dad move? To the fucking farthest north.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm done with these people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
no, he loves his family.
But he loves
his mother too. But it was hard for him.
Yeah, and that's always the case, is that they never stop loving the people that hate them. And
I mean, a lot of times, no. Sometimes you have to.
And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to, but I think the have to part is like you just decide, okay, to maintain any part of love that I have, I'm going to be away from this. I'm going to,
it's self-preservation.
I'm going to live on the opposite side of town, or in a different state, or you don't want to be. I'm not going to be like when you had the ability to make the decision for yourself to not subject yourself to that anymore. You got the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I am not going to hang around people that, besmirch the community that I am a part of, whether they know it or not. Some people are like, oh, what? I didn't know you like women. And, but the whole time,
I'm like everybody, fuck y'all.
Yeah, the whole time they're just going at it. It's like, oh, yeah, look at those. I'm like, oh, yeah, wow. Like, you are about as derogatory as possible. But then now that you found out about me, it's like, oh, wow. Oh, when did that happen? Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yes. Yeah.
That's a phrase that I know. Yeah. That's a phrase that I know you've heard before. That's a question that you've heard.
Well, I was taking a shit once.
Right. That's a good start. I'm going to use that one. Well, here's the thing. I was shitting.
You didn't shit. It was a Tuesday, if I remember correctly.
I was shitting really hard.
I had bueno for lunch.
I was shitting really hard. Like, I don't know. Can I push any more? I feel like I might. I don't want to pass out on the.
Just love me.
Yeah. I don't want to pass out on the toilet because I don't want to be found passed out on the toilet.
I can't be found dead, passed out on the toilet, and gay.
Yeah, right. That means drugs are involved. Wait, not drugs? You're gay? Oh my God, that's worse.
Even worse.
That's why it's hard for you to push shit out. Because everything.
Hold it straight in.
Yeah, everything.
It just came out.
Right. Everything that's a difficulty is because you're gay. That's why. Man, that shit took the strength out of me. Yeah, that's because you're gay. If you weren't gay, you'd be able to shit better.
Better now?
You'd be able to shit.
More magical?
You'd be able to shit better if you weren't gay. It's harder for you because you're gay. What? That doesn't even make sense. That's in the Bible. What? I'm sure there's not a scripture, thou shalt shit hard if thou art gay. I'm sure that's not in there. But okay, sure. Some people read it different. Wow, that's amazing.
My mom and I were really close. We were very, very close up until, after she moved in with me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said it was 15 months. It was 15 months ago was where it started going down.
Yeah, she moved in with us probably back in, let me see, it was 2020. No, it wasn't. It was 2020 because we were supposed to go to Italy and we had to cancel.
Right.
Because they shut the country down.
Yeah.
On the day that we were supposed to be leaving. If that's not a fuck you, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, at least wait for you to get there so you get shut down in Italy.
Well, that would be great, but then I would be stuck in a hotel room with, racking up a bill. True.
Yeah, that is the better side. You're right.
And I didn't want to be, stuck in Italy with somebody who needs medical attention, my mother.
Well, yeah.
That's half crazy.
Okay, yeah. That's a good point.
So,
could have been a lot more fucked. Yeah, you're right.
Surely.
A lot more.
So chef's kiss, we stayed stateside.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, fuck.
So then my other grandfather passed away, and my mom and my grandfather lived together. She was taking care of him, and he was taking care of her.
Uh-huh.
And so after she wouldn't have been able to afford an apartment by herself, so I said, "You're going to move in with us," and she did.
Mm-hmm.
And it got weird, and you know, she really started lashing out, and in her own way, very passive aggressive, but sometimes, depending on where she's at with her bipolar, just it could be real chill, or it could be just hateful.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, with the whole medication thing, that's never a good combination.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of diminished.
Absolutely.
I've always had just like a lack of boundaries with her because of everything that she did for me when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was there for me. She made me better and feel better whenever I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I, you know, took care of her just like she took care of me, and considered it an honor. But I had to put down boundaries when, you know, pills started getting involved, and she's making bad choices for herself, and it hasn't stopped. Not that it did. I thought she straightened up, but not so much.
Yeah.
So now that's where we're at, you know? I mean,
yeah.
I was taking care of an elderly, but I'm not anymore.
Right now.
One of my elders died, and the other one is
pieced out.
got a foot in a grave, and she's almost fucking, I mean, she's going to drive herself there.
I mean, I think that, you know, just touched on a different part of it with drugs. And, you know, having
can alter a relationship.
Yeah, having family members on drugs, and the definition of drugs. I don't even know if I have the energy to fucking get in that, but
right.
I mean, I lump everything in, like alcohol. To me,
alcohol is more dangerous than
alcohol is. To me, is a drug, and it's a very, very dangerous one because it's a socially accepted drug. Where the others, everyone's like, "Ooh, no!" But literally, you can go out and get as much alcohol as your money can stand, and drink it all in your vehicle, and no one's going to stop you. If you're of age, I mean, the only time you're really going to get stopped is if you're in a bar. But if you go out, buy your own alcohol, and sit in your vehicle and down all of that shit, no one's going to stop you. And what you do after that, if you have the ability to even cognitively retain that, it's all within the logic of a drunk person. And that's
right.
And so I say all that because the other aspects of my family that I experienced, endured, or however you want to call it, did deal with a lot of, and it wasn't my, to preface and say it wasn't my mom and dad, my immediate family. It wasn't my mom and dad. It was part of my immediate family, uncles and aunts and grandparents and whatnot that were into drugs openly, and you know, and there was abuse that would come into play because of that. So which, you know, I don't know who is jotting down trivia, but that's why I don't drink and never have done any drug whatsoever.
You're such a good boy. I mean,
Everything else I've touched the tip of, absolutely. But
just the tip?
Yeah, well, okay. I was trying to be modest for the kids that are listening, but yeah, everything else I've
dabbled.
Yeah, but like smoking, nah. Drinking, nah. Any kind of drug, nah. I like within the last 5 years. Let's round up. In the last 7 years, 8 years, I turned the corner in regards to weed, marijuana, Mary Jane, devil's lettuce, that kind of thing.
Devil's lettuce.
And that was a slow burn solely because I had to erase a lot of
slow burn.
I did. But that was but you know what? I have to admit that was unintentional. I caught myself saying that, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's genius. But that was a slow burn because it was a process of me erasing a lot of misinformation that was just piled on over the years. And so for me, it was like, wait, so that doesn't happen. And the more people I hung out with that were openly smoking marijuana, it was just one of those things like, okay, so everything that I fucking was told or quote unquote knew is jacked up. Okay, great. No, none of these people are doing marijuana and then going out and doing PCP because marijuana is the gateway drug. Okay, fine.
No, they do Doritos. That's
right, exactly. Or people that I was hanging out with and didn't even know, like, well, oh wait, so you're saying you're high now? Yeah, dude, I just did like, I did 2 joints before getting out of the vehicle to talk to you.
You did?
Really?
You did 2 joints?
Yeah.
2 joints?
Right, exactly.
If you were in your car and you smoked 2 joints before you got out, I guarantee you, the only thing that you would be seeing is the place.
Right, exactly.
You would be fucked up.
Right, and it was always people would exaggerate that kind of thing. But then I would notice like there was a huge amount of me not wanting to be around people that was intoxicated, and it was solely because of issues, childhood and up, that were never addressed.
Sure.
And so I was experiencing alcoholism and the abuse that accompanied it from the stands, so to speak. I never received it, but I was front row, you know? So.
Well, you were front row in a lot of ways because the subculture that you're a part of.
Yeah. Which coupled that subculture, couple that heavy religious background with that, and it was just sort of like, wait, what the fuck? Okay, and we're going to church tomorrow? What the fuck is happening? What?
I'm sure.
And so there was a lot of, like, when those elements started playing, that's where I started. When you're front row to hypocrisy, it's hard. Well, I should say this. When I am front row to hypocrisy, it's hard for me to look away and or not question it. And so that's another stressor and strain crack that developed with my family and why I was like, okay, I don't know this whole genetic thing. I don't know people that are like, oh yeah, you're genetically disposed to, I don't know. I just didn't even want to entertain it. It's like, I don't want to be completely naked on the rooftop of the house, of someone's house, and not know where I am.
That's only happened to me like 4 times.
Right.
So that's not that bad.
Yeah. And so I didn't want to be this way to anyone that I was married to or in a relationship with,
or loved or anything,
or kid, and then you see your kids emulating you, and now you're, having fights with your kids and all that kind. And it's like, I don't want any of what got you there. Okay, I'm going to go opposite direction of whatever that is. Okay,
right.
And so I think that for me, I can understand that. How when you're saying like things got really, really strange, really weird, real fast, because it happens real fast, and there's all this logic that person has that justifies every bit of what they are doing, what they need, why they need it, and all.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. All it's doing is just sucking the air and life out of everything, and you're exhausted at the end of it, and you're just like, at the end of it, you're just like, you know what? Yeah, maybe you do need to fucking go, because I really don't know how else to get enough energy to do another day of this.
Yeah, and so I was like extremely stressed out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet.
And the whole bit, trying to take care of her, even though, I found her an apartment,
mm-hmm.
put her in, we found her a car, we, did the whole bit, even trying to make for sure that she was taken care of. And I just finally had to put a hard stop on it and say, no, Did
you feel like you were enabling?
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
But I felt like no matter what I did, it was never going to be enough.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like she chose pills over me.
Right.
And that was such a betrayal to me that I had to put a boundary up for my own well-being.
Right. And I think I guess what I'm saying by enabling, not like enabling while she was living with you, but I mean getting the house, getting the apartment, getting a means of transportation and whatnot. You, in that aspect, did you feel like in a certain kind of way you're enabling because you're giving her these things without her having to try and get it herself, which then...
So, no. I feel like I was enabling myself.
Okay,
the reason why I say that is because I had to get her out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
She was not coming back to my house.
Mm-hmm.
She went to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
She was not coming back to my house. I had a minor at the time, and he was not going to be around that.
Right, yeah.
And,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't have space in our house for that. We didn't have space for the drama, for her to be loopy and pinging off the walls and like literally like it was
and it's such a roll of the dice. It's like, okay, this night it was sort of manageable, but who knows what the fuck she's going to do the next night when she's pinging off the walls.
Well, if she takes her medicine and then she forgets and she takes
right.
Or she falls down, or just I don't have to.
No, yeah.
Her addiction is not my problem.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah, no.
And that's okay. It's okay for me to stand up and finally say, like, no shit, for real, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And this stops now because I feel like you chose drugs over me. So
absolutely.
So here's your fucking house. Here's your little apartment. So don't fuck that up, because if you do, you're not coming over to my house.
Yeah.
And here's your car. Don't wreck it again, because that's on you. And no, I'm not. I did it so that she wouldn't have to live with me, so I wouldn't have to tote her around. Should I have made those concessions? I don't know. There are good and bad to each side, but I knew that for me, in order for me to preserve my well-being and my own sanity, I had to put measures in place to be able to stop that. And I also had to know and feel, and I do 100%, that is completely okay. I love my mom, but I love me more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta have that number one, and
I love my wife more.
Yeah,
I mean, my wife is not a bottle of pills. My wife is my wife.
Yeah, I think it is really one of the things that you have to come to that conclusion, and no one's. You can look back on it, retrospect, and all that kind of stuff. I'm never going to do that, because that's a situation and that's a decision that you have to make that's going to be the best for you. And whether it's something that you feel like you weren't doing, it's merely getting your perspective of it. But at the same time, it's like nobody should be like, oh, well, you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have done this. Well, you should have tried to see what my asshole tastes like, because you weren't.
Well, how about this? How about you fucking try to do it?
Right, because
I don't see you stepping up.
Right, because you weren't there, And you've got all of this knowledge and suggestions and telling me how I should have done this and that and not got an apartment and done this. Okay, great.
I don't get that from anybody.
Yeah.
Except for her.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming.
Other family have said, we know what you've done. We know that you've given everything that you can give, and it's okay that you're done.
Yeah, that's
fine.
That's weird because I get it from family. I don't get it from the person per se. And I don't get it from that.
So your situation is a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not a choice,
Yeah, absolutely.
Hers is a choice. She fucking chose that.
Right.
So that's what she wanted.
Well, right.
That's what she did, and that's what she got, and that's what she gets.
Yeah, I think for me, though, it's just the recent thing is like, well, no, because like, how that whole thing played out. That's what I mean. That is, I don't. It's interesting that the person that you were doing it for is saying you should have done it this way for me instead of the way you did it for me.
Keep in mind two things. Number one, she's got mental issues.
Right. Yeah.
So sometimes, depending on what headspace she's in, she might not fully know what she's talking about.
Right.
The second thing is, if she's got drugs in her system and she's compromised, because then she doesn't really know what she's saying.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say more than half the time she's not clear. Yeah.
Because
it's either one or the other. It's either mental or it's
drugs.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I fucking hate this. I hate the fact that I have to talk about it. Not because I was saying I don't want to talk about it, but because it is good for me to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for me to just reassure myself that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not the one that fucked up.
Yeah, sure.
But a lot of times I feel like I'm the one that knows that, and that I feel guilty because it's just fucked up. It's just, and I hate that I hate that I'm in a situation where I have to, or not feel like, or I have the opportunity to explain this, because it's not easy.
No.
If anybody that has a loved one that's dealt with addiction, is fucking hard.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well,
I have so much guilt in me because of when my dad died.
Yeah.
I just wondered why. Like, why him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, our relationship
I hear
was
that.
good.
Yeah. I mean, but for what it's worth, and I know it's a little bit biased, I don't feel like you didn't. I can't take that guilt away from you because that's something that you gotta free yourself from. It's nothing that I can say or anyone else can say to free you from that guilt. I mean, I guess other than your mom, but you gotta relieve yourself of that. That's how I feel.
Capable of it.
Yeah, but
I don't
for
know
me,
capable of it.
But for me, to you, I know it's biased, but for me to you have done so much. I can't express to you how much you've done for me and what I've seen you do for others, that I know that you genuinely try and you genuinely work at it to be you're not supposed to say for sure. That really makes it come off like you're like, I know my shit don't stink.
No.
You're supposed to go.
No, that's not true. I'm not just humble for that.
You're supposed to just go like, oh man, wow, thanks. I didn't expect. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna act like that didn't happen. We're gonna act like nope. We're gonna act like that didn't happen. Let's keep going. All right. So yeah, and because like a lot of people don't know how far back we go.
Oh, dude.
And so that's what I'm reflecting on. Not just this moment not this moment within 2 years that you're referring to about your mom. I'm saying of all the stuff that I know of you, because there's shit that I don't know of you, and we've known of each other for decades. And so for me, of what I know of you, I know you to be a fucking phenomenal person that gives, and there's no receipts. There's no like, well, I did this for you ever. And so
I appreciate that.
It's very,
I just think it's being a decent human being.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those things where it's being that, but then it's also wanting to be that, because a lot of people don't want to be that. They don't want to give the time and effort, because there's a lot of fucking effort to be decent. They don't want to give the time and effort to be decent, and they don't want to, and this I think is the more important than time and effort. They don't want to be vulnerable. To be a decent person, you have to be vulnerable. You can't. To be a person that doesn't give a shit about other people, you're not letting people in the first place. You're not giving them your time. You're not giving them your attention. You're not giving them any bit of you that would be compassionate to a person at all, whether it's family or a dog on the street. And you do. And there's a certain agreement with life that you make when you're that way, because you are sort of saying, okay, bring all the arrows, and I'm going to take some punishment, and I'm going to go through some hardship and some stress and some backlash from people, because I'm just being a decent person. And so I love and appreciate you for that, and thank you for that, and love every aspect of the shitty times and the good times, and from times of when I showed up at a party after going through about a food poisoning, and all I got from you is like, well, what did you eat in 24 hours? Like, I don't remember anything. I'm glad I survived the 24 hours.
Was that the sour cranberry night?
No, fuck no. That was sour cranberry night. Was sour cranberry night.
I remember trying to figure out what you ate.
That's the thing. I don't know what I ate, but you were just like all about that. It's like, no. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it was the spaghetti sauce that I had. No. Something can be in your system for 24 hours, and that will cause you to have explosive diarrhea. Like, fuck, you didn't even say food poisoning. It was explosive.
All up in that booty.
Yeah, and I was just like, and I'm standing there. I thought I came to
Try not to change.
Yeah, I'm standing there like, I came to a party, and you're trying to ask me what I had. I was like, I don't know what I ate 24 hours. He's like, well, you need to sit down.
About your GI
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. You're like, you need to sit down and really think that over. Did you have shrimp? I was like, no, I don't. Because shrimp's a you're like, because shrimp's a motherfucker. And it can be in your system for, do you know? Okay, maybe I think you had some shrimp. And I was like, I didn't have any shrimp. Well, how would you know? You can't remember shit. And you walked off. You're like, how would you know? You can't remember shit. You sit down here and figure it out. I'm gonna be in the back smoking.
That was like abandoned ship.
Yeah. He's like I was punished or something. He's like, you sit down and figure out what you've had in the last 24 hours. I'm gonna be in the back smoking some weed. If you come back out there and you tell me, like, what the fuck is happening? I can't.
When I taught all those moms how to
Huh?
Do you remember that I taught all those moms how to smoke?
Yeah. So
all the moms at the party.
Oh yeah. That Christmas party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, what are they doing over there?
How do we do it?
Yeah. What are we doing? What are they doing over there? I was like, over there by the fence. Yeah. Don't go over there. And you were like yelling across the length of the pool. Come here. We ain't doing nothing over here. I was like, that's so, but no, this is how far back the food poisoning was. You ready?
Okay.
This was I don't even know if it's safe to bring this up. I don't even know if it.
I think it is.
Okay.
We're about to get down to what you had.
Okay. No.
What kind of food you was having?
No. Okay. This is
part of pizza that's fucking me up.
This was the former life.
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah. Totally.
Okay. So.
Are we talking 4 wheels, or are we talking?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Before old girl.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's
whenever T was a baby, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
He was a baby, huh?
So I came over to a party you had that you two had at your house.
It was the MMA party.
Huh?
It was the MMA fight with the Wii bowling, right?
Yes. Yes.
I got here.
And that was my first time out. Like, I'm like, okay, I got to go to this party. I told her I was going to go. God damn it. I just had food poisoning. Okay, I'm good. I'm I'm alive. I'm good. Where the fuck have you been? You know what? I just got off food poisoning. Oh, what did you eat?
Talk to me.
What did you eat? And then somebody was.
So what did you have for breakfast yesterday? I need to know.
Somebody was already just blasted. Somebody was already blasted. It's like, whoa, you had food poisoning? Was it this dip? I was like, motherfucker, I just got here. It can't be the dip. I'm not.
I'm like, excuse, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, I had. Yeah, I had some of the dip, and I just went through a bout of food poisoning. It went through me that quick. Yes. No, it was like, and you were just like, well, what did you eat? And I was like, I think it was some spaghetti that I had. Nah. It could be something else. It could be in your system for 24 hours. I'm like, oh, okay. You got to think of all the stuff you had in 24 hours. I can't. You need to. I was like, and then that's when you took the whole thing. It was shrimp. Did you have some shrimp? I was like, no. I bet it was shrimp. I was like, I just told you I didn't. He was like, well, I'm about to go out. You need to sit here and figure it out and figure out what you've had in 24 hours. I was like, I can't. He's like, you sit here, figure it out, watch some Wii. You said, watch some Wii bowling, and I'm going to be in the backyard smoking some weed. And when you figure that out, then you come find me. And I was like, I guess I'm going to be here. I guess I'm going to be watching Wii bowling because I can't figure it out. Like, you were so like, I can't believe you don't know what you had in 24 hours. I don't know. It was crackers and water. That's all I can think about because I got finished shitting.
You did say that. You were like, crackers and water because that's the only thing that I can have.
Yeah, because I just, for the food poisoning. It's like, you're not eating anything for the food poisoning. That just happens. So all that being said, nothing but a caring.
Yeah, that's me.
A loving person that's a decent human being would want to know we need to get to the bottom of what you had in the last 24 hours. So again, thank you. A normal sane person was like, I'm not hanging out with this crazy bitch ever again. But no. I was like, I'm like, nah.
I'm in.
Nah, there's some gold here.
This bitch speaks my language.
There's some gold here, and eventually years will go by, and we'll be trying to outdo each other, eating sugary dipped cranberries, and that's the worst night. But yeah, but okay. So we did part one.
We did the big one, which was family. We knew it was going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody for sticking with us. And sorry that I cried. I'm a big fucking sad.
No, that's great. That's just the realness of it. That's just the realness of it.
I hope you feel good about yourself because you made me cry.
It is my fault. It's like I know I'm gonna get through my shit because I know she's about to
Speaking of shit, I'm gonna need you to really try to dig deep and try to figure out what you had in the last.
Yeah, right. From back then. You've had enough time. Have you figured it out? What did you have for 24? I'm just gonna give up. It's like, yeah, you're right. It was shrimp. Yeah, you're right. I knew it. I knew it was shrimp. I knew it was shrimp. You had it from, I knew it. I almost said like some restaurant, which would probably like cease and desist if we would have said it, but not like anybody's listening anyway. Fuck them.
Like, hey, guess who's getting food? Hey, get me some sucker because I'm broke.
Like, dude, we are awesome. Guess what? We got a cease and desist. Amazing. Only big time podcasts get that.
I would post it.
Yeah, right. Big time, baby. Cease and desist. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
About it.
Got that Captain D's cease and desist. Yeah, I said it anyway.
Why couldn't you not say it?
I said it anyway. Well, Captain D's is already closed, so fuck them. So there's that.
They are? They still got a couple of locations.
Those are like franchises from some guy.
One in like Forest Hill.
Yeah, there's some franchise that, I don't know, Uncle Greg runs or some shit. Like,
Crackhead Curtis runs.
Right. This is the best opportunity ever. I can eat my own food and do crack. This is amazing.
I can do crack shrimp.
I got my own office space. Nobody's interrupting me.
I got my own closet.
And
that's an office.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I love it. It's a closet. I love that. Okay, we'll go say hello to everybody and apologize to them for me holding you so long. Okay. Hopefully all this got captured, and we love you all for listening to us. Oh yeah. No, we're just gonna go into the other parts of relationships. We're like, fuck it, close your eyes and imagine what we could have talked about with family. So thanks everybody for listening. This is a great opportunity for us to talk about a myriad of things that touches on all the things that we talk about. Hopefully this helps somebody, and maybe we're not touching on exactly things that can help, but at least hearing other people deal with certain situations kind of lightens the load for you. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway.
It doesn't matter because we are
the Dinosaur and the Dude. It's the shittiest podcast with the shittiest audio and the best content. She is the dinosaur. I'm the dude. Yep. We love you all. And good morning, good evening, good night, or whatever the fuck you're doing. And and then episode 12 is going to come out with part 2, relationships, and then from there, I guess we'll figure out if we're going to do a 3 and a 4. I don't know. Maybe
after we need to bring in a shaman, a Wiccan.
I don't know.
The stage burning.
Yeah.
There needs to be a cleansing on this new moon.
Right.
So we don't get there.
Right. Cleansing on the new moon. Right. and sorry for any Satanists that we misrepresented. We do love everybody, even though we don't claim your sect. So. Right.
Well, and you know what? We might not like you. I mean, no, I'm serious. We might not agree.
Clean it up.
We don't like you.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You were so trying to clean that up with tissue paper. It was a big spill. You're like, here's
the diarrhea. That's
right.
Myself.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we'll check you later. Bye.
All right. See you later. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening. Thanks for giving us your ears. And hopefully you enjoyed our back and forth banter and you'll come back for more. We're going to hopefully we'll have other guests on in the future. But for right now, it's the two of us doing what we do best. Again, the Dinosaur and the Dude, hoping you enjoy each and every episode that we bring to you. And again, have a great time. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you are. And look forward to putting out a new episode for you all to enjoy. All right. Take care.